morning! Did that just blow your mind? Is your mind officially blown?
Phone disconnected.
Yep, it should be, and I just was alerted that my phone's been disconnected. That blew my mind. Intro time. New levels, always evolving, always staying ahead of the curve, giving you what you want. Welcome to Drive Time with Alec. I'm Alec, and today I'm going to answer a question from Elliot at CrossFit Costa Mesa. And Elliot writes a really cool question, and thanks for congratulating me on the kid. That was cool. That's really cool. His question was, hey, how do you deal with cheaters in your life? And I was like, it's a great question. And so he started to kind of expand on it, and he's like, whether it's in business, work, class, whatever you do, business, work, did I really say that? Business, sports, class, etc. How do you with cheaters? All right. Especially if you're in direct competition to them, and maybe you won't get the grade, like if you're getting graded on a curve. So if they're cheating on the test, they're going to get a higher grade, and they're going to pull your curve, whatever it is. Or sports, etc. Business, professionally, people cheat all the time, right? So, great question. Here's my answer, and I'll try to be succinct as possible. There are two types of cheating in the world, in my perspective. There are cheaters that are harming others by cheating, and there are cheaters that are harming only themselves by cheating. Okay, so let's separate those two out. You like the gesticulation? Like, bloot, this one. You're with me, right? Okay, so cheaters that are hurting only themselves. So let's do a great example of that. Somebody who is half-assing a workout or cheating in a WOD. Happens all the time. CrossFit's known to create that, sadly, because everyone's in competition. They want to win. They don't want to perform badly. They're seeing, being texted. Close that. Jeez. Lots of drama when you're live. So, that's a great one. So, look, are they cheating themselves, or are they cheating, are they hurting others? Only in a small context. They're only hurting others in a cheating WOD if they're part of like a pro team or something, and they're going to take your spot in a competition. But that doesn't exist at our gym or anywhere else that I know of. So, I don't think they're hurting anybody but themselves. And the reality is, you don't have to do anything to say anything to them unless you care about them as a person. Because what's going to happen is they're going to go to a competition and they're going to lose. Because when their judge is on your ass, then they're going to lose. Now, if they end up winning the competition or beating you at the competition, then, maybe half reps and cheating is working for them, and fine. To each their own, right? But chances are, 90% of the time, you go to a real competition and you lose. Because a judge is on your ass, you're not doing the full range of motion, and you won't do as well as you want to. So that's just kind of how it sucks. Now, if they're hurting themselves, no big deal. I wouldn't even address it with them. I would just, if you're frustrated with it, that's your own personal stuff. Let it go. Doesn't concern you. Now, if you love them, they're a loved one, they're a family member, they're friends that you care about, and you're like, hey, and you want to go have that experience with them, do it. But just do it from that position of love and respect and encouragement to them. Like, hey, I noticed this is happening. I mean, what's going on? But if you don't have that relationship with them, if they're like, oh, we don't really talk like this, you and I, don't call me out like this, then it's not your place. Don't do it. Don't care. Not your deal. Yes, definitely assume the coach knows. Definitely assume that everyone knows, because we all know. And go from there. Now, the next thing is if they're hurting others. All right, so like this happens professionally a lot, right? Like somebody's cheating on something, committing fraud, right? Cheating is obviously very expansive. So if they're cheating and hurting others, then by all means, take up the sword of righteousness and do what you need to do. Now, Jason Davis, don't put on your Batman suit and get out there and Batman it up. That's not what I mean. Oh, I don't think he's ever going to watch this, but that made me laugh inside, in my heart. And so if he does watch this, I should just tag him in it or something, because if he does watch this, he's Batman. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to out your secret identity, but someone needs to put a stop to your vigilante actions. And by Batman suit, I mean Batman onesie that you wear after CrossFit. I know you wear a onesie, Batman onesie. Because I wore that Spider-Man onesie that one time with you. That's how I know. So, all right, circling back. If it's hurting others, then yes, you need to put a stop to it for myriads of reasons, but because people need to stand up for what's right, and you need to go and say, this guy's cheating, and let's deal with it. I don't know if we can talk about, like, is direct confrontation the way to do it, or is, going to the manager, the boss, the coach, and just, like, handing, you know, that's a different conversation, how to handle it. I would put out there that it needs to be handled and that you should take up your sword and handle it. And that doesn't necessarily mean fighting the individual on it. It just means handling the problem. Because it's not right. It's hurting other people. And that's where it crosses the line, right? I'm totally good with self-expression, with, you know, living out your own voice, with being who you want to be until you start hurting other people, in which case that needs to stop. And I've got a problem with you, and so do a lot of people. So, Elliot, that's an awesome question. So just step back and try to dissect what's your stuff, what's doesn't need to be pushed on others, and what is their stuff. If it's their stuff and it's only hurting themselves from your perspective, let it go. If it's your stuff, I mean, if it's hurting others, then get involved. And then if you love and care about the person and you have that privilege, you have that right and relationship with them to call them out, then do it in a way that's loving and caring and tactful and diplomatic, and that they will hear you, right? Because that's your goal. If you care about them, you actually want them to hear it. You want them to take in what you're saying and change. A lot of people want to just like smash someone who's a cheater or something like that because it's their own stuff getting in the way, and that doesn't help anybody. It causes resentment. The person doesn't like you. They don't ever learn. They're not really going to fix themselves. It's stupid. Well, that's my official term for it is stupid. So, all right, great question. I'm out of here. I'm going to go with my sword of righteousness and my Spider-Man onesie and go vigilante it up with Jason Davis. Woo! All right, peace out.